All right, guys, we are back. Thanks for hanging with us through a few technical difficulties there. We just watched Josie Northington lay down an awesome 57.079 time run, and this is Sadie Ellison out on the course now.
Part of the Ellison Racing crew. They were our featured driver Friday a few weeks ago.
Sadie is coming into the weekend third in points with 358. She had a second place finish at our last race at Rush last weekend. Uh-oh. Watch out for that flag.
It was like the George of the Jungle song. Watch out for that tree. Watch out for that flag.
She missed her turn by just a little bit, but that's all right.
Nice smooth road. Oh, that back in the background. You can see that crowd shot there. Again, shout out to Dearborn Drone Co. for doing such a great job with all of our drone footage. Josh running this weekend also races drones too, so he's used to
87.089 for Sadie Ellison.
We got Brentley Havens, the cowboy man of mystery, sitting down on that race line starting gate.
We've got a question about what is the age group for this class. This is meant to be for 17 and under, or really 17 down to 12, because our youth class is 12 and under. Oh, Brantley!
Woo! Sending it. Brantley! Again, absolutely flying through this course. We had Josie Northington come out and just send it this morning, so I think she kind of set the pace that the rest of the boys have to follow.
Yeah, she set down that 57. Brantley's doing his best to beat that right now. Cruising through the course. Let's see what
his
he
time's
got.
going to be. All right, that's a 55.481. That is your new leader, only by a few seconds. Now, is Jace going to beat that and pick off a sixter, or how's that going to shake out? He came out flying from that race line starting to get earlier. So,
all right, Jace, no pressure. This is such a fun course today for our UTV classes, too.
It is, and he is absolutely flying through there.
There's nothing too extreme out here. You can just get going nice and fast. Just got to watch your turns.
Oh, man. Great run there by Jace.
Ooh.
Wow.
51.628.
Wow.
An awesome run from Jace Northington, from everybody in our teen class. Matt, I think these teens are about ready for the stock class.
Yeah. Judging by how fast and how hard they're pushing, I know some adults that would be like, hey, guys, we need to slow it down a little bit, all right?
That was awesome.
Trying to make us look bad here.
So for course 2, Jace had the fastest time with a 51, followed by Brantley with a 55, Josie with a 57, and Sadie with an 87. Awesome job to all of our teen drivers. I expect to see y'all in the stock class before too long.
Talk about some fierce racing. I mean, they were flying.
That was great.
Again, that was a great job by our UTV teen class / amateur class. And now we're going to get set up for our UTV bounty before we kick off the bouncers.
And we will be right back for that after this quick commercial break.
RCV Performance specializes in axle manufacturing. We've been doing this for a little over 80 years on a variety of different products. We really specialized into the racing and rock bouncing and all that about 15, 20 years ago, got into the specialized aftermarket automotive stuff, and we love it. So what sets RCV apart from the rest is we use a CV, whereas that replaces the U-joint in solid axle applications. So your custom 14-bolt, Dana 80, Dana 60, 44, Jeep JK, everything that has a solid front axle, we'll replace that U-joint, put a CV in, which will give you a smoother power delivery, stronger at angle, and overall better performance. So we make RCVs for everything from Suzuki Samurai to Jeep to Toyota, all the way to Rockwell, custom, whatever, you name it, we got it. So reach out to us, rcvperformance.com. Check us out online.
Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound. Powerply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
And oh my goodness, he neutral dropped it. That's about a 5,000 RPM neutral drop.
Yes.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Fidlers Bend for the 5th race of the National Rock Racing Association. We are halfway through, half over. So I feel like that's either a really good thing if your season's going good. It's really bad if your season's going bad.
You better get on it.
Like, you better chop. So we're halfway through the season with the National Rock Racing Association. We're back here at Fidlers Bend. It's been amazing weather all weekend. A little bit of rain kicking off the day, but luckily no dust. Our dust control devices all worked flawless this weekend, and we're getting ready to kick off our UTV bounty, which means unlimited bouncers are right around the corner. It's gonna be a great day. What do you think we're gonna see out of this course 2, Bree?
I think a little more of the same. Just probably tighten up those times a little bit. We've talked about it already today. This is a good, tight, fast course, not as extreme as some of our last couple of races. There's a nice overview of what the guys are going to be running for round 2 for UTV Bounty and for bouncers. But yeah, we haven't had any crazy carnage like we saw last weekend at Rush. Just a couple kind of tip overs,
Yeah.
but nothing too wild out here. Just some good, smooth, fast racing. It's actually been kind of a nice change of pace. I can imagine the drivers probably appreciate that a little bit too, especially after the mad rush for anybody that had to fix something after last weekend at Rush. So It's a nice send-off into our summer break.
Yes.
But, I don't want to speak too soon either because we still got a lot of racing to go for today.
Yeah, between traveling and repairing the bouncers, our racer budget also appreciates that little summer break gap we're getting to go to. So
yeah, you definitely can't dismiss that and how the budget plays into everything too. So let me go ahead and give you guys that top 5 rundown from course 1 for UTV Bounty. Clay Kaysen had the fastest time with a 44, followed by Matt Myrick with a 47, Cody Kaysen with a 48, DC Thompson with a 49, and Braden Upchurch with a 50.
I have a few people messaging me. What time is the second course going to start? It's starting right now.
Right now.
It is here. The time is now. Again, we love everybody tuning in live feed. I see we have a whole bunch of people. Ninja Pat. I love Ninja Pat is here on site with his mother as well, cheering us on, and on the live feed also cheering us on. Like that's so cool.
The best of both worlds.
It really is. Enjoy life in there as always. Got Brian Diggin jumping in there. What's up, Brian? Got a handful of guys in our live chat again. We appreciate our live. I love the comments. Some of our comments in our live section on YouTube is just absolutely great.
Oh yeah, y'all keep things interesting.
Yeah. Got Clay Kaysen down there in that race line starting gate. He raced yesterday, won his class, so he thought, hey, you know what? Let's see if we can do that back-to-back. Clay is racing that 401K buggy. Looks like clock is hot.
A little bit of a difference in where the drivers are heading up the hill this time, but otherwise it's pretty much it's 3/4 of it is the same course as round 1.
Yeah, that uphill changed a little bit there, but again came in with no problem, sent it up, kind of swung a little wider on that first start because we can get a little more straight line at it. But this long uphill section is definitely going to be the same. That looks like he's making just super smooth work of it.
You know what, Matt? For the first time this weekend, we just got a dust cloud washing over us. It's been muddy so far. Safe to say things are drying up out here.
That's a 47.246 from Mr. Clay Kaysen. Again, we do have a few late entries in the bounty, and the reason for that is guys race so hard on Friday, they want to make sure that our rig is still in one piece before they enter Saturday. They're like,
before they commit to the bounty class.
Sometimes they'll go find Clyde. Go find Clyde afterwards and go, hey, here's my money for entry for tomorrow. It's still together. Fingers crossed. I've even seen them go out and play that night, and if it's still together the next morning, they'll show up early and be like, hey, Clyde, hey, I want to race the bounty.
Yep.
So, which we love.
Here's Cody Kaysen out on the course now. Cody is racing Daniel Heckley's Can-Am.
And you can kind of see him launching up there, landing once it settles to get right back into that throttle. Again, this is a little steeper than the first course, but doesn't look like it's going to be too much of a chore for anybody. Nice, smooth run, good landing. Again, a lot of guys are wanting to go real fast out that jump. The problem is it kind of airs you out, and you really need to be on the ground. Again, Brandon Davis with that Menace buggy just hugging the ground. So these Can-Ams, or any UTV for that matter, definitely do well.
Wow. 47.996 for Cody Kaysen. Just a tiny bit behind brother Clay Kaysen with that 47.2. Wow, 47.2 and 47.9. And Cody was in a full body stock Can-Am.
Do you think they talk about that way home? Like, hey,
yes,
I almost beat you. He's like, yeah, almost. Hey, I almost beat you. I was like, almost. They have to talk trash on the way home about that.
I'm sure. All right, this is Braden Upchurch racing for Jesse Riley today.
Again, Jesse Riley's stunt double yesterday, I believe, all ended up on the podium as well.
Brings up the SCS step-ups nice and smooth. Through the finish line, let's see what it is.
That's a 50.410.
For Braden Upchurch.
Got Bruce Parker on the starting line. Okay, I'll tell you what, while we get our course clear, we're going to do a quick interview real quick.
All right, guys, we've got Josie Northington in here with us. She just laid down 2 awesome runs in our UTV teen/amateur class. Your first time ever racing with us here at the NRRA. Is it your first time ever racing, or do you have a background in racing already?
Yeah, it was my first time racing ever. And
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
We had an awesome time watching you lay it down on that run. What was going through your head when you were making those 2 passes, especially your second one, because you were really getting on it in your second run?
Yeah, I just seen that my first time wasn't good, but it wasn't bad either. So I just knew I had to do the same thing, but just go faster.
Yeah, again, coming out and setting a blistering time on that second course. Racing your brother, does that have anything to do with it?
Yeah, me and him were going back and forth all weekend, so we just had to do it.
Has he ever let you drive his Razor?
No.
I see him over here shaking his head.
Yeah.
He's like, that's a big fat no.
Yeah.
Because I saw how you were driving that one.
Yeah.
Are you going to be back again this season?
I'm hoping to.
And how old are you?
I'm
Josie?
14.
You're 14.
14 years
Yeah.
old.
First time
Wow.
ever racing
Yeah.
today. You finished both courses, and you did an awesome job on it.
Thank you.
Is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout-out or thank you to, or let anybody know while you're up here?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my mom and Bruce for taking me up here and to Bruce for letting me ride his Razor.
Yeah. Well, that's
Heck
a big
yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope we get to see you out here joining us in the teen class again.
Yeah.
And once again, awesome job
Thank you.
on those runs today. We had a lot of fun. I know the crowd loved watching it, too.
Thank you.
Heck yeah, I think we got a rock bouncer, UTV sitting in the starting line.
This is Bruce Parker on the line.
Now, and the clock is hot. Wow, launching out there. Oh, stink.
And it looks like he did miss his turn or go up on the wrong hill, but I think he's figured it out and is trying to correct his course now.
There we go. Get him turned around.
Uh-oh.
All right, so we have to hang on this course between the RCV flag and the Yukon gear and axle flag. We have to stay all the way out through the top there, and he actually drifted over to the left side of that flag. So he's kind of laughing, going, "What did I do?" So
we've got a couple drivers and Justin Hoback out there trying to tell him exactly where he needs to go to finish this course correctly.
that is awesome. Again, had a great landing both times.
He's probably thinking, what do y'all keep telling me out here? I went up the hill. All right, through the banners. No.
There you go.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. Perfect. All right. Hopefully we're smooth sailing from here on out. Again, you can see a lot of that tape on there. And again, as me and Bree were talking about earlier, that is really just to kind of help you going in the right direction. There are some areas on certain courses where you do have a very wide berth to kind of pick your line, but it definitely helps keep you going in the right direction. Whoa.
Skating across the
Yeah.
SCS step-ups.
Tagged a little bit of a rock there. Again, that is such a tight turn right there. And again, you have to stay for the first two there. You have to stay to the left of those Spider off-road flags. Then smooth sailing all out.
145.733 for Bruce Parker.
Got DC Thompson sitting down that race line starting gate. Again, he posted a picture. He had some issues with this big buggy last week at Rush, and I wasn't sure 100% what it was. He posted a picture about halfway through the week of like motor parts inside an oil pan. And I was talking to him. I said, man, we knew someone running. He goes, oh, that was my pickup truck, my pull vehicle, my diesel. I was like, oh, buddy.
Oh.
I was like, dang it. I said, what is it? He goes, I don't know. I think it was part of the oil pressure system. I think he had cracked something. There were some chunks inside of there.
All right, here we go. DC is running for Alston Tidwell's points today. DC had a 4th place finish on course 1. Alston is 3rd in points right now, coming into the weekend with 253.
Ooh,
oh,
man.
no. Oh,
you
watch
the
out
tree.
for the tree.
Ugh. Again, I think he was going. Dang it. Yeah, you can see that right rear tire there. Definitely not working properly.
And somehow Cody Kaysen is first one on the scene yet again.
I've clipped a rock.
Assessing the situation. Let's check out the AMSOIL action shot. Get a little replay here. Yeah.
Right there. Dang it. You can see it kind of. He was advancing up the hill, and it just did not. I'm guessing it looks like he broke an arm or something off there. It is definitely hanging off.
All right, guys. Well, while they are working on that recovery, we've got another Northington up in the booth with us. This is Jace. Jace, you've been racing the season with us so far and have a great season going. Sister Josie joined you out on the race course today for her first time ever. What were your thoughts about that? And then after she laid down her second run, which was a really good pass, were you getting a little concerned at all, or did you know you had it in the bag?
Yeah, I was a little concerned. I knew after that I was a little nervous with her racing with us. I think it definitely pushed me harder to beat her. And then I saw her second run since I was last. It was pretty fast. I knew how to come out there and do something.
Yeah, definitely tight racing. The times were very, very tight between you and the rest of the competitors. But knowing your sister was running, did that give you a little extra oomph to be fast?
Yeah, it definitely made me faster.
Definitely made me faster.
And you said that you don't let her drive your razor.
No,
are you afraid of what she might do to it, or are you afraid of what kind of times she might start getting?
No, I think she will definitely break it or something like that.
Oh, man. What do you think about her joining us for the rest of the season? And besides just that, the rest of the season in general, we're halfway through right now. What are your thoughts on being halfway through and looking ahead at the second half?
I think it's going to be fun. And when my sister racing with us, it's going to be really competitive. So...
Well, we will see what happens. I'm sure we're going to see lots of good fast runs from the Northingtons continue for our second half of the season. While we've got you up here, Jace, do you have anybody you'd like to give a shout out, thank you to, anything you want to let the folks watching know?
I'd like to thank Off-Road Performance for building my buggy, Power Sports of America, and RAD, and all of my sponsors.
All right, guys, there you have it. Well, Jace, awesome job today.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us up here as well.
All right. Again, we got a few of our UTV Bounty guys left on this course 2.
Here we go with Nathaniel Bell. We are back in the UTV Bounty Course 2 racing action. Fastest time right now is a 47.2 from Clay Kaysen, followed closely by a 47.9 from Cody Kaysen, 50 from Braden Upchurch, and a 145 from Bruce Parker, who got just a little turned around on the track. Nathaniel Bell out there with a good smooth run going right now.
This buggy is just eating up these hills right now. Ooh, get a little two-wheel action going around that top corner.
Ooh.
That's a 46.452 for Nathaniel Bell.
And that is our new leader on Course 2.
Man.
And now we're down to our last driver for UTV Bounty, Matt Myrick, and he is running for Casey Howell's points today. Matt Myrick ended up on the podium yesterday in the third place spot with our UTV Cup class. Decided he wanted a little more seat time and a little more fun. Decided to jump in Bounty today as well.
Unfortunately, also, that hill is kind of slanted and it throws you to the left of that tree right there. So we've seen several of our UTV drivers have to kind of correct that. I think we'll kind of see that same thing with bouncers. It's going to kind of pitch everyone to that left, recorrect to the right.
Yeah, trying to stay between the banners and out of the trees is going to be the trick.
Yeah, I like that you said staying out of the trees. Because I definitely think we're going to see some of that on the second course. Guys wanting to push. We had a very tight run on the bouncers on the first course. I think we're going to see those guys push a little harder on the second one. Everybody's feeling more comfortable, kind of like the youth class. Everyone feels comfortable, got one seat on their belt.
And Matt is through the finish line. 54.293. Not bad, not bad. A great day of racing from our UTV Bounty class. Let me go ahead and get that rundown for you guys.
And again, I think you're kind of hitting the nail on the head there. Again, staying on those trees is going to be a paramount for our bouncer class. Again, those guys want to push fast. They're going to want to go hard. Most of the course is exactly the same, so they're very comfortable with it and being able to get that fast time and hopefully dethrone someone else that you're trying to take their spot is definitely what we're going to look at.
Let's go ahead and look at that rundown from Course 2 for Bounty. Nathaniel Bell had the fastest time with a 46, followed by Clay Kaysen with a 47.2, Cody Kaysen with a 47.9. Then we had Braden Upchurch with a 50, Matt Myrick with a 54, and Bruce Parker with a 145. So some great racing from the Bounty class. We are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be ready to send those bouncers off the line, so y'all stay tuned.
We'll see you guys.
So we were a sponsor of SRRS in 2012, the first year, and we built our product to the racers. They had a need, and we had a solution. They were breaking parts, breaking axles, and we were able to build the strongest axles on the planet for them. We developed the Big Bell CV over that period of time as well, which is the 40 spline, 47 spline stuff that you see in a majority of the rock bouncers. And we've also developed UTV for the UTV buggies and the stock class racers. We've got products for that as well. So we've really utilized this racing to develop and work with these guys the best product available. So over the years, we've worked really closely with drivers like Tim Cameron. He's been very helpful helping us develop this product line for the UTV, the rock bouncer, and he's been quite successful himself doing the racing, as well as a ton of others. We couldn't be here without these guys testing our product and doing these things, pushing us to the limit to help them push them to the limit.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicle. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you and get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door. For the protection you demand and the performance you deserve, shop by vehicle at amsoil.com.
Oh my goodness, he neutral dropped it. That's about a 5,000 RPM neutral drop.
Yes.
Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend, the new Baja Legend MTZ. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
Welcome back, everybody, to Course 2 for the RCV Axle Bouncer class here at Fidlers Bend for Round 5 of the National Rock Racing Association. This weekend is presented by RCV Performance Products, so a big thank you to them and all of our sponsors, as always, for helping us put on events like this. We have been enjoying a beautiful day of racing here in Colcord, Oklahoma, and I've got Trip pulling back up here with me once again. And Trip, fill me in. I know you've been running around the pits. You've been checking on how things are going. Do you have any little tidbits to share with us?
I talk to the top guys, of course, all the time. And Cooper was so thankful just to edge out Wade just then. They were picking at each other. Wade said that he said he still got something left. He was holding back, just picking at each other.
Okay.
Ethan and Heckley were tied pretty much for third right there within a couple hundred seconds. Heckley said, I got it as long as I don't hit a tree. So it's been a little smack
Which is
talking.
a legit concern
Yes.
for Heckley.
It was a lot of close times. So
Yeah.
I don't see anybody that's broke. So everybody should be able to make round two. Nick Wright's kicking himself. He just said, I just can't believe I had that bobble there. He said, I thought I hit all my spots and just that one bobble cost me. But
Man, at least he saved it, though.
Yes, oh yeah. And it should be interesting, though.
I agree. Let's go ahead and go over. I've got the top 6 here from Course 1. Cooper Bentley had the fastest time with a 43, followed by Wade Good with a 44. Then we had Ethan Hunt with a 46.3, Daniel with a 46.6, Clint Garrison with a 47.0, and then that 6th spot with Nick Reich, 47.2. Like you said, some really tight times today, and I think we are just about ready to send somebody off the line to kick off Course 2 for the Bouncer class. So let's head to the line and see who we've got.
This should get interesting right off the start.
Oh, yeah, Nick Reich is going to be starting things off for us. And it sounds like, Trip, you said he's kind of kicking himself. He had a little bit like a bicycle on Course 1. He saved it, finished the course, ended up in that 6th spot, but he might be looking for a little bit of redemption right now.
Yes, I guarantee you he knows that he needs that top spot to be able to make it on the podium this afternoon. So he's going to be pushing everything. And then so that if he can lay down a top, you know, really fast time, so then everybody in the field is going to be trying to catch him.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be a strategy here for him, but he likes that.
Here we go with Nick Reich. Starting us off for course 2.
This hill's throwing.
So this course is about 3/4 of the same as it was for round 1. The difference is the hill that they went up, but we just watched Nick kind of just launch himself halfway up the hill.
Yep.
So they've already got some familiarity with a lot of this course, these drivers do, and right now it's just about finding those places where they can pick up a little bit of time, maybe a fraction of a second, or
That's all it takes.
1 or 2 seconds.
That is all it takes right now, is a fraction of a second to be on the pole or not.
And he's through the finish line already with a 45.729. Nick Reich has set the bar for the rest of the course, the rest of the class.
They're going to be chasing him. That's a super fast time. I think he did look like he had a couple little bobbles here and there, but we'll see if it can stand up.
I know he's probably happy just to have a good, smooth run, too, after that, after his first run on the course. We've got Super Cooper Bentley on the line now.
Well, he laid down the fastest time on hill 1. He's going to be pushing for that top spot also.
As he's been pushing all season, he came into the weekend first in points with a 14-point lead. But he only had a 5th place finish last weekend at Rush. So he had the lead there, lost a little bit of it, but is still hanging on. So we'll see how today goes.
About mid-course or whatever on round 2, he lost that front axle, so that pushed him back. But
all right, Cooper Bentley, let's see how he does.
That tree's going to be tricky there.
Yes, Matt and I were talking about that and how the importance of staying between the banners and out of the trees on this course. Also, the factor of rear steer and the buggies that have it versus those that don't, because this is a tight course.
Yes, very, very tight course here. And these ledges are getting like all the loose stuff off them, so they're going down to the hard rock now. So, and it's slick. I walked the hill early, and I didn't think it was that slick, but it is really, really slick.
48.353. A solid run from Cooper, but not enough to catch up to that 45 from Nick.
Yeah, I think Nick set the bar pretty good for these guys.
He
I'm not
did.
saying it can't be beat, but it's going to take a no-mistake run to beat that time.
Clint Garrison in the race line starting gate now. Clint had a 5th place time on course 1. He's also coming into the weekend 4th in points with 318.
That's his goal all year. He told me, I'm going to stay, all I can do to stay up in that top 5. If I can get on up there a little bit more, I'll be good. But if I can stay in that top 5 at the end, he's really going to push. So he said he likes the finals being a 4-race series. He can, get there. You got 4 hills to finish, and he says my buggy is always going to be tough and be able to be performing.
Oh, we know Liberty 2 can handle pretty much whatever Clint throws at it. We've seen this buggy do all kinds of stuff with various drivers over the years.
Yeah, Clint's an awesome, smart driver. He's one of the ones that may not take the risk, sometimes, but it always pays off for him sometimes. I hear him talking strategy, and Clint always says, I'm not so sure about taking that risk. I hear him and Wade, because Wade's a risk taker, and you can tell, but it pays off for him.
Yeah, they've got 2 very different styles or different approaches to their racing, and Clint definitely has a slightly more reserved, but I would also say a very consistent way of racing.
He hit that hill perfect right there. He didn't sky it out. He kept the wheels on the ground. Let's see if he can. That's going to help him here. Come on, Mr. Consistency. Looks like
Taking a little of that tape down there with him. A little souvenir.
that's right. I don't think
49.054. Another great solid run for Clint. Not enough to catch up to Cooper and Nick in those times that they've laid down so far, but I think it's definitely going to stand up as a real solid time on this course too.
Yeah. Just let everybody know, that's watching on TV, that you did mention he got a little bit of tape in his tires, but that's not a penalty.
Right.
He just pushed over a little bit, got right back on course. Really not off course. His tire just grabbed it. So
yes.
I know people at home are wondering, did he get off course? But no.
Yeah, the tape is not a penalty the way that the flags are. Knocking down a flag.
It's more for direction.
It's more, it's to mark the course clearly to help the drivers out.
I think they need more tape up the way
Sometimes they do.
These guys are getting lost, and they come back down there like, I've walked it. I've looked at it on my map since Friday, since Clyde gave it to me, and I still can't figure it out.
And it still looks totally different when you're in the driver's seat and you're in race mode.
Yes, race mode it's blurred vision. And so
we're going to throw it to a quick commercial break, guys, while they replace that tape, and then we'll be back for more racing action.
Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend, the new Baja Legend MTZ. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
Bridge, that UTV youth class and the amateur class was some really good racing. I was down there in the pits getting to watch that. Those little kids absolutely get after it.
Oh, yeah. We've seen all kinds of awesome racing so far this weekend here at Fidlers Bend, from the little kids all the way on up to the bouncers that we're watching right now.
I even seen, they were pushing so hard. I seen several really, really, bad wrecks with those youth. I mean, they're all good,
Oh, they're all smiling at the end of it.
But their buggies are going back worse than the parents. I think some of them, the wheels are falling off, and the bumpers are
looking
off.
a little crooked.
Yeah. Looks like we have.
All right, and we've got Ben Driscoll on the line now. Here he goes.
And the misfit. We're right up on the action today, Bree.
We got the dust cloud and everything, Trip.
Yes.
That's how you know it's drying out here a little bit.
Getting to taste the dirt.
How about Ben Driscoll from Rush, Kentucky last weekend?
He was on a mission. I know he had that rollover. I think he come in, on the second hill.
I know.
He
I
was
hated
really
seeing
pushing
that.
very, very hard.
Well, he's through the finish line right now. Ooh, 47.455. Nicely done. That is a second place time right now for Ben Driscoll. Nick Reich still in the lead with a 45, now followed by Ben with that 47, Cooper with a 48, and Clint with a 49.
Well, we're going to see if Heckley can shave a few seconds off his first run.
You think he can get me a 46 so I can have a nice even lineup here?
I don't see why he couldn't. But I know he's really. I know he would really like a 44 or a 43.
The time to beat is at 45.7 right now. Can Daniel Heckley do it?
And hell bent.
Daniel Bent, one of the most winningest rock bouncers in the circuit.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a word or not, but it is today.
I'll go along with it.
Oh.
He stuffed it in the side of that bank there.
Quick turn around the top, though.
Oh, come on. Get it turned there, Heckley.
Daniel's had a little bit of a rough history with trees on the courses, so I know he's happy to stay out of them today.
Hey, look what it is, Bree. A 47.654.
Wow,
right?
Yeah, 47.654. Holy cow. Ben Driscoll just did a 47.4. Daniel now with that 47.6. Once again, these guys are just keeping it neck and neck out here. I don't know how they do it, Tripp.
Oh.
I think things are about to get rowdy out here. Maybe too rowdy.
I hear something rowdy at the starting line, and little Tim is, I guarantee you, he's fixing to lay it down. This new buggy's been working very well for him the other day. I was talking to him, and he was excited about coming here, and we thought we were all going to get to float, so him and his dad and them come a day early, but it just with all the rain, we all kind of said, "Nah, we're gonna hold up."
Well, Tim Bacon is getting after it right now on course 2.
Little Tim has been fighting flat tires all year long, and he said I went from high air pressure to low air pressure. He's trying it all, but whatever he's doing today seems to be hooking and working for him.
And tires getting cut was something that one of the concerns that the drivers had coming to this park because of the type of rock that's out here.
Yep.
But we haven't had a single flat this weekend.
But just like you're saying, you're running at such high horsepower and speed with these buggies. It doesn't take much to slide in one of those rocks and just cut the sidewall.
47.027. Wow, that's our third 47 in a row.
They're on it.
Tim Bacon just edging out the other two 47s with that 47.0. So we're still looking at Nick Reich in the lead with a 45, followed by Tim Bacon with a 47.0. Ben Driscoll with a 47.4. Daniel Heckley with a 47.6. Then we've got Cooper with a 48 and Clint with a 49.
Brandon Davis in the Menace buggy. He thrashed all week after rush to get that thing fixed.
Oof,
and
I know he had a lot to do.
He is ready to let this thing rip. I love those orange race line wheels. That independent front suspension just made that hill. He made that hill look better than any of them so far.
Just totally soaked it up.
It's like a big RC car going down through there.
It really does look like it.
This is going to be a super fast time. Can he beat this 47? Something will keep going on.
Oh, my goodness. 47.453. What on earth? Okay, I need somebody to break this streak here. Throw me a 46. Somebody.
I need to go to the roulette table.
Also, let's just take a second and note. Brandon with a 47.453.
Yep.
Ben Driscoll with a 47.455. 0.02 of a second difference, Trip.
I don't know. Can we beat that? Can we get off 47?
Yeah, let's see. Well, we got Kenneth Cozine on the line. Let's see what Kenneth can do here.
Come on, Kenneth. This is a brand new buggy. I hope he's. I know they were motor tuning on it the other night. They had the laptop out, and it's always sometimes when you have a brand new buggy, trying to work the gremlins and stuff out of it, get used to it, and This is a super sharp buggy, and I'm ready to see Kenneth lay it down with these Maxxis Treps on it.
All right, guys, but before we send Kenneth off the line, we've got to get our drone back in the sky, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. We don't want you to miss a second or a great angle of the action,
Nope.
So we will be right back after this.
And, oh, my goodness, he neutral dropped it. That's about a 5,000 RPM neutral drop.
Yes.
Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
Hey, Bree, I talked to Wade just a second. He come by, and I was looking at him. I said, he was looking at him. I said, can you beat that 47? He said, what do you think, Tripp? And I said, I need a 42 out of you.
Oh, man. Well, let's see. We've got Kenneth Cozine on the course right now.
Got that Sunfire buggy.
Brand new rig. First time out here racing it. This is called Double Down.
It's so good to see Kenneth back driving. I know he took a year or two off, and not seeing him in Bad Donkey's going to get a little adjusting.
Yeah, he raced Bad Donkey for like 5 years.
Yes.
And took a little time off, like you said, but he's still been out here with us and helping with recovery and, helping his buddies with their race programs in the meantime. So, but it is awesome to see him back behind the wheel again.
Oh, Kenneth's always one of the first ones to step in anything. Looks like he's having a little issue up top. I don't know if the rear steer's stuck on him there or what. That's a tough break for Kenneth, but like you say, he knew that coming into this weekend. He's just working the bugs out of this. But when he gets it all straightened out, it's gonna be a fierce competitor.
.321 for Kenneth Cozine.
I don't know if it was a 47. It looks like it was 67 though, right? Matt Holt on the line. Number 13, High Society buggy.
Matt had a great smooth run on course 1 in old Hyperactive. I know he was doing plenty of work this past week too after Rush to get her race ready again.
Yep.
Look at him go! Come on, Matt!
Yeah! With the wheelie up that hill.
Getting after it. That is what we like to see.
Matt has turned a new leaf, guys. I don't know if him getting out here and seeing everybody, he has changed his driving style. And the crowd loves it, and I do too.
Look at him squaring up for those SCS step-ups. You'll notice the drivers are picking kind of the right-hand corner and then skating over to the left for that top one. Yep, there he goes.
Right up those step-ups.
Matt comes out of Decatur, Illinois to race with us. And a 6.5.230. Awesome job, Matt. You guys can find him at mholt13 on YouTube and Instagram. And Matt Holt Racing on Facebook to check out his race program.
He almost run the same exact time.
Very consistent.
Yes, it was.
65 on both courses.
Wow.
Nicely done, Matt. This looks like Justin Hoback now. He is running for Connor Flynn's points today.
I miss seeing Buzzilla out here this week.
Yeah, I know Connor, I think they were having some motor issues with Bullzilla after Rush. So we do miss having them out here with us. I'm glad he found himself a stand-in driver, though, because Connor coming into the weekend was 7th in points, and you want to hang on to every one of those. Especially we're at the halfway point of the season today. So Justin Hoback being able to race for Connor's points is awesome today. And this is Justin's first season racing in a bouncer. We're used to seeing him in lots of different UTVs and UTV classes over the last many years. So this is Showstopper 2.0 hitting the hills once again. And Showstopper is actually doing double duty today because Justin's brother Colton is running it in the limited bouncer class. Good thing this is one tough buggy.
Yep.
Oh, and it looks like he did just take out
a flag.
Flag on the hill.
Oh, man.
No, we hate to see that.
We talked about that earlier. That one flag was one anybody on the course today.
That was it.
That's the one.
Oh no.
That is the one. Step-ups. The step-ups. It'll be a 94 or something.
All right, and that time was a 94.963 for Justin Hoback. All right, guys, we are going to cut to a quick commercial, and when we come back, we will send Jay Stewart's off the line.
If AMSOIL products are engineered for this kind of punishment, you can trust them in your garage. Shop by vehicle to find everything you need for your ride. Get the protection you demand and performance you deserve with fast, free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
All right, guys, we are back to continue racing, and I've got Matt Holt back up here in the booth with me after he made his run at this hill.
There's a lot of trees up there. And guy who's no shortage of trees is Mr. Jay Stewart. He owns a tree cutting business. Again, this is his loaner buggy, but it was also built by Jake Pike, so his new build will be pretty similar to this in a lot of ways.
Man, I think I'm liking seeing Jay in Redemption in the Jake Pike build.
Yeah, we were down here last night, and he was hitting hills over and over, and he said, this feels like nothing I've ever driven before. So he's super, super excited for his build. His will sit a little lower and be a little bit different, but, yeah, it's definitely doing well for him today. And we seen Johnny Gibbs in the last weekend in this rig just send it. He was the first one to complete course 1. So
yeah, Johnny Gibbs pulled off a 4th place finish last weekend in Redemption.
So shout out to Johnny Gibbs for calling Jay up and said, "Hey, come get this sucker."
Always good to have friends like that.
That's a 54.489 for Mr. Jay Storts.
Our fastest time of the day is still our first driver who was off the line, Nick Reich, with that 45.
Yeah, Nick aired it out a little more than I think he wanted to, but he actually went to that far left line, which we haven't seen anybody hit today. And I asked him, I said, was that part of the plan? He said, in fact, it was. He said, that was the plan all along. I just don't think he hit it this morning the way he wanted to, so he actually went real far left. And again, nice smooth run going.
Well, it definitely worked for him. We've also got 4 times in the 47.
What?
We had 4 in a row that were all 47s, Matt.
That is crazy. Literally, 47, 47, 47.
Man, let's see if Jack Porter can get us a 46 to shake things up a little bit in here. Jack Attack Porter leaving the line.
He just full send all the time.
Well, you don't get a name like Jack Attack.
Yes.
For nothing.
Again, that hill, we've been watching a lot of guys that kind of kicked him up. Jack kind of paused a little bit, kind of centered, and then hit it, and it landed a lot straighter than some of the other buggies you've seen. Those are some tight turns.
Jack's been racing Venom for years now, very familiar with his buggy and the limits that he can push it to. And boy, have we seen him push those limits over the years, and it's always fun to watch.
Wow. Again, talking about pushing limits. Jack's trying to become an astronaut over here on this course. He reworked this buggy about a year and a half ago. This Venom buggy, cut the whole top half of it off, reworked a lot, had the belly sitting a lot lower to the ground.
Yeah, this buggy used to tip over if you just spoke to it wrong.
Yeah.
So this is the most recent version since 2021, I believe, is when Jack kind of rebuilt Venom.
All right, see what the time's going to be.
78.451 for Jack Porter. We've got a handful of drivers left still before we're done with course 2 in our day of racing for the bouncer class. Ethan Jones is on the line now.
He was also down here last night playing, and I mean, that buggy is a monster. Just an absolutely incredible buggy. He is definitely, the more he drives it, becoming a lot more comfortable in this thing. He was, again, practicing hitting the hills, trying to whip around that turn. Several times he had kind of gotten lost, pre-running, and definitely was getting very well dialed in last night in this course.
Let's see him put all that pre-run into practice. Ethan Jones in Wicked. Oh! Getting some good air with that donkey kick up the hill.
We've seen a handful of guys. Brandon Davis kind of donkey kicked a little bit.
Hey, an uphill donkey kick is better than a downhill donkey kick.
Ooh. Yeah, most guys will take it, especially as steep as this hill is.
This is a really good run from Ethan.
Yeah.
Curious to see that time.
Just rip it to the finish line. That's a 48.997 for Mr. Ethan Jones.
Nicely done. Not enough to break into that 47 club that we've got going on this round, but a great run from Ethan Jones.
That is fascinating that we have 4 buggies all
and they were all in a row.
Yeah.
All of them happened in 4 in a row.
That's crazy.
We were just laughing about it. All right, guys, we've got Wade Good on the line. You know he's trying to beat that top time from Nick Reich right now. It's a 45.7.
just literally just smoking out that starting lead. Again, a nice, incredible run going here by Wade Good. Is just flying on this downhill section. Using a little bit of that rear steer action, whip around the corner.
Ooh, speaking of rear steer, that might have been our fastest corner of the day on that top section.
There we go. Ooh.
Ooh,
wow.
43.605. Wade Good is your new leader on course 2. Nicely done. We've got 2 drivers left, guys. Ethan Hunt is on the line. So right now we've got Wade Good in the lead with a 43, followed by Nick Reich with a 45. Nobody gave me my 46 yet, so we've got 47.0 from Tim Bacon, 47.453 from Brandon Davis, 47.455 from Ben Driscoll, and 47.6 from Daniel Heckley.
That I love that. That is just absolutely insane.
If you missed that, that means there are 2 thousandths of a second separating Ben Driscoll and Brandon Davis's times.
That is just insane. The fact that they're literally that many times in the 47-second range. You know, you're 3/4 of a minute, and we have 4 times all in the 47 range. I mean, that is absolutely incredible. Making sure we got a course clear over here. Again, turned out to be an absolutely beautiful day of racing. The sun has went behind the clouds a couple of times, and it almost has a nice cool breeze going through. Just a wonderful, wonderful day of racing.
Yeah, we are definitely appreciating how the weather turned out for us here in Oklahoma this weekend. We had another drone repair taking place over here. This run's been a little bit hard on the drones today. We are thankful to Josh Howell, our drone pilot, for getting us that awesome footage. And Ethan Hunt is leaving the line. Oh, with some major air.
Oh, no!
Oh, and he saved it.
Watch it. Oh! Yeah, wow.
Wow, Ethan Hunt is just getting wild out here.
I got to talk to him a little bit last night after pre-running, and I said, man, I said, is the buggy everything you thought it'd be? He said, I've always told him I need more power. He said, I do not have to say that anymore.
I don't think we need to give him any more power.
Yeah. He said, this power exceeds my driving limit. So he said, I'm going to have to learn how to drive this thing. He said, it's just absolutely awesome. Again, just a wild run. I feel like
this is a Buck and Bronco right now. Yeah. But Ethan is managing to keep it on course, keep it between the trees.
Oh,
mostly.
So close.
Through the finish line.
Go. That's going to be a 58.588.
Little bit of pinballing and a nice save from that bicycle down at the bottom. Wow. That was a pretty wild run from Ethan Hunt.
He definitely came in a little hot and steamy down here in the bottom.
All right, we do have to do another tape repair up on the course before we send our last driver off the line.
I mean, that was a wild run. Yeah, he was on 2 wheels for a hot second.
That was like just trying to keep a 2-year-old thoroughbred racehorse, going in the right direction.
Yeah. You're like, I just needed to go this way. Yeah, he was flying through there. Shout out to everybody tuning in live feed that stayed with us today. I see Mr. Chad Mulder in the live chat hanging out with us. So yesterday he had us on the shop working. Very cool.
Yeah. It's going to happen eventually. The Tesla UTV buggy is going to end up out here eventually. I don't know if it's going to get raced.
Yeah.
Or not.
I would love to see it.
But it'll make an appearance at some point. We're hoping for maybe like Pretty Place or one of the closer to home Tennessee races.
How far is that for you guys?
It's only like an hour.
Ugh.
That one's awesome. Yeah.
So jealous.
Yeah.
I think like 8.
I'm glad we added that part to the list.
Yeah, Justin Wills. He's like, that's like a home. It's like 45 minutes for him. It's like a hometown park for us.
Yeah.
I'm like, must be nice. I think my closest park is like 8.5 hours that we race
at. You need
at.
to cultivate somebody, like a relationship, starting an off-road park in like Illinois for
I know.
you.
I told Clyde, I was like, there's one in Indiana we can do. And he's like, yeah, well, we'll check on it. I'm like, oh, man.
Here we are in Oklahoma, Matt. All right, we've got the course clear, and Dustin Medley.
And this will wrap up our unlimited class bouncers. Again, this is a TC-built chassis. This is an oldie but a goodie. I love this. This is like such an awesome, awesome chassis because this was right after he built the independent front suspension buggy that didn't work. He didn't really like it that much. He ended up swapping it out.
How many times did he actually race it?
Twice, I think. I think
Not
twice.
much.
He raced it.
Tim Cameron is who we're talking about.
I think at Texas, and then he raced at Wildcat, and after that he's like, I'm done. We're taking it home. Done. And literally within 30 days, he built this, which he called, appropriately, unfinished business.
What year was that? You remember? It's been a while.
18, 19, somewhere in there. 18 probably.
Well, we've seen unfinished business handling some business out here on the race hills this season.
17, I think. No, it'd be 18. 18. It was 18, I think. I'd almost bet money. Oh, Clayton Smith's family's tuning in. Heck yeah.
Definitely keeping Clayton in our prayers for his upcoming surgery.
Yeah.
So
got a little healing to do.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
He really wanted to mess around last weekend. His girlfriend's like, no. He's like, come on, I'll just go ride for a little while. And she's like, no. He's like, come on. Again, that's a very good thing, a good safety measure. Have someone you tell you no, and you're like, come on, I really want to go riding. But again, appreciate everybody tuning in the live feed. Getting that YouTube page stays busy. We appreciate everybody in the comments. We love our comments. They do a great job. Keep us entertained sometimes when we have long breaks. Ninja Pat, I know, is also here on site as well as commenting. Enjoy Life is always in there with us.
All right.
We have a course clear, it sounds like.
We're ready to send Dustin Medley. He is going to wrap up course 2 for the bouncer class.
Going to watch in that downhill section there.
Speaking of coming from Illinois to race, Matt, Dustin also joins us from Illinois to come race with us.
I think he's near down the Jed Harper area, down in Southern Illinois.
Jed would like to give you got me saying Jed now. Dustin would like to give a shout out and thank you to Off-Road Performance, Pro EFI, RCV, BMK, and Harris Metalworks for supporting his race program.
He was out here yesterday.
Ooh!
A little squirrely.
54.568 for Dustin Medley.
All right, that concludes our unlimited bouncer class for the weekend. We do have one more. You can see Colton Holback sitting in that Raceland starting gate. That will he will be our only driver for the limited class. He is racing for his Justin Holback, so we get Holback racing for Holback. I love that. Again, you can see his brother Justin down here videotaping, checking it out, watching the buggy. They race this in the limited and the unlimited because it does meet both specs. They can do that. So Colton Holback raced for someone else in the unlimited class, so then his brother Colton raced for the limited. He said this is his first time of racing a bouncer and the first time of racing this bouncer.
He said he never even driven a bouncer across the parking lot before.
Yeah, he said, I've never raced one. He said, and I've never raced this one. So he said, this is going to be a fun weekend. Again, the limited bouncer class has a few variations compared to our unlimited class, so they can't have bypass shocks. Their motor has to be an OEM engine, not allowed to have rear steer. And he is doing a great job on this, especially for a very first-time driver rock bouncer, doing very, very well. He has raced side-by-sides. Him and his brother have raced a couple different side-by-sides. They built one and raced at King of Hammers a few years ago. All right, that will race up the rock bouncing action today.
Let's check that time for Colton. 68.247.
Picked up about 12 seconds on that second pass. That was awesome. All right. Do you have our leaderboard there for us?
I do. I have course 2 lined up here, and I went out to 9th place because of how tight all of our times were. Let's see. Wade Good had the fastest time with a 43, followed by Nick Reich with a 45. Then we had Tim Bacon with a 47.0. Brandon Davis with a 47.453. Ben Driscoll with a 47.455.
Wow.
Daniel Heckley with a 47.6. Cooper Bentley with a 48.3. And Ethan Jones with a 48.9.
That is incredible. That, like,
and then 9th place was Clint Garrison with a 49. So
like,
all the way up to 49.
It's like literally in, a second and a half, you had 6 times.
That is crazy, and it just goes to show how competitive and how tight the racing is out here and how much these guys push each other.
Oh, yeah.
Get to some of these really fast, really tight times, and it is a lot of fun for us that are watching.
Yeah, it's crazy. It literally, a second and a half. There's 6 times. That is how hard these guys are pushing to be on that podium.
I hope you guys enjoyed watching that bouncer racing action with us. We are going to take a quick commercial break before we come back for more.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicle. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you and get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door for the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Shop by Vehicle at AMSOIL.com.
Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound. Powerply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
RCV Performance specializes in axle manufacturing. We've been doing this for a little over 80 years on a variety of different products. We really specialized into the racing and rock balancing and all that about 15, 20 years ago, got into the specialized aftermarket automotive stuff, and we love it. So what sets RCV apart from the rest is we use a CV, whereas that replaces the U-joint in solid axle applications. So your custom 14-bolt, Dana 80, Dana 60, 44, Jeep JK, everything that has a solid front axle, we'll replace that U-joint, put a CV in, which will give you a smoother power delivery, stronger at angle, and overall better performance. So we make RCVs for everything from Suzuki Samurai to Jeep to Toyota, all the way to Rockwell, custom, whatever, you name it, we got it. So reach out to us, rcvperformance.com. Check us out online.
So this is our XT tire, and this is the 35, 10, 15. This is the biggest tire that we make for a UTV. And this is the road compound. We have two different compounds. As you can see, it's kind of hard to squeeze these together. This is going to last you a lot longer if you're just doing trail riding on asphalt to get to the trails. If you're trailering and you're only going to be on trails, then I would recommend our trail compound. I mean, it's much softer. You grab those rocks with the wheel. That's what the majority of our drivers that we sponsor use the XT trail compound. But we also have our AMP tire, and this is a 6-ply tire. The XT is an 8-ply. It's got really tough sidewalls, and in fact, one of our drivers took first place in the Bounty Series last race in Hot Springs with this tire. So those are the two main tires that all racers use. And you can get any of these tires and the wheels that they're mounted on through Rock Life as well.
Oh my goodness, he neutral dropped it. That's about a 5,000 RPM neutral drop.
Yes.
The Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerply XT construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicle. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you and get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door for the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Shop by Vehicle at AMSOIL.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We had an amazing weekend of racing for this halfway point of the National Rock Racing Association. Weather held out. It was a beautiful, wonderful day, and we're so excited. Give you some totals real quick on points. UTV Bounty coming in 5th place was Jesse Riley. 4th place, Casey Howe. 3rd place, Cody Kaysen. Nathaniel Bell coming in 2nd. And then right above that, Clay Kaysen. So both the Kaysens did make that podium, which is super, super awesome to see. UTV Amateur of our 4, Sadie Ellison coming in 4th place. Josie coming in 3rd. Brentley Havens coming in 2nd, and Jace Northington coming in 1st. Jace was able to beat his sister, which I know was kind of the conversation today. And then Colton picking up his brother was awesome. He was super happy. Got able to pick up a podium for his first time ever driving a bouncer in our limited bouncer class.
Yeah, so that brings us to the bouncer class top 5 for today. Daniel Heckley in the 5th place spot. Tim Bacon in 4th place. And then for the podium, Nick Reich landed 3rd today. Cooper Bentley in 2nd, and Wade Good taking home the win. Thank you guys for joining us here today on Hillside Live. Hope you enjoyed all this racing action just like we did. We have some trophies to go give away to some excited drivers right now. So we're going to go do that, and we'll see you guys later. We'll catch you in just a few weeks. We got a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back with the second half of the season.
Yeah.
See you guys then.
We'll see you guys.